Imagine you are a 5-year-old child. You fall asleep on a train bench waiting for your brother, but when you wake up, you are locked in a moving train car, speeding thousands of miles away from everything you know. No money, no language, and no way back. This nightmare was Saroo Brierley's reality. But what happens next is one of the most powerful stories of survival and hope ever captured on film. Get your tissues ready, because this journey is going to break your heart and then put it back together. Our story takes us back to Khandwa, India, in 1986. We meet two brothers, Gudu and his younger brother, Saroo. They are inseparable, living a life of poverty but filled with spirit. We see them risking their lives jumping onto moving trains to steal coal, not for thrill, but for survival. They sell their loot just to buy milk. There is a touching moment in the market where Saroo sees a treat called jalebi, a sweet fried snack. He begs his brother for one. Gudu, knowing they don't have enough money, tries to comfort his little brother, promising, "One day I will buy you a whole mountain of jalebis." It's a small promise, but one that will echo through time. Their mother is a laborer hauling rocks, earning pennies to feed 3 children. She is a pillar of strength, but they are living on the edge. One fateful night, Gudu heads to the train station for night work. Saroo refuses to be left behind. When they arrive at the station, Saroo is too exhausted to work. He collapses on a bench. Gudu makes the decision that changes everything. He tells Saroo to stay right there and not move until he returns. Saroo falls asleep. When he wakes, the station is dead silent. Panic sets in. He calls out for Gudu, but there is no answer. In his confusion, Saroo wanders onto an empty stationary train to look for his brother. He sits down and once again falls asleep. When he wakes up, the nightmare begins. The train is moving, fast. He screams, he bangs on the doors, but the train is locked and empty. It's a ghost train, rushing nowhere, tearing him away from everything he knows. For days he is trapped. When the doors finally open, he steps out into a world of chaos, Calcutta. He is thousands of kilometers from home. The people here speak Bengali, a language Saroo doesn't understand. He is truly alone. Saroo becomes one of the millions of street children in India. He sleeps on cardboard, fights for scraps, and runs from danger. One night, police round up street kids, and Saroo barely escapes. He drifts until he meets a woman named Noor. She seems kind, taking him home, feeding him, and giving him a sweet drink. But the world is cruel. Saroo realizes that Noor and a man named Rama intend to sell him into child trafficking. Trusting his instincts, the little boy runs for his life. Days turn into months. Starving and exhausted, Saroo sits near a restaurant window, watching a young man eat soup. In a heartbreaking display of hunger, Saroo mimics the man's movements with a spoon he found in the trash. The stranger notices. Moved by the boy's innocence and desperation, he doesn't chase him away. Instead, he takes Saroo to the police. Since Saroo cannot name his village, only remembering it as Ganastali, and doesn't know his mother's name, simply calling her Ummi, Mom, the police cannot locate his family. He is sent to an orphanage that looks more like a prison. It is a hard, dark place, but it becomes the bridge to his new life. A social worker, Mrs. Sood, takes an interest in him. She tells him that despite putting his photo in newspapers, no family has come forward. But there is hope. A couple in Tasmania, Australia, wants to adopt him. The year is 1987. Saroo flies to Australia to meet his new parents, John and Sue Brierley.
Hello there.
Yeah, that's for you. He is amazed by the luxury, a refrigerator full of food, a soft bed. The Brierleys love him instantly and unconditionally. A year later, they adopt another boy, Mantosh. Unlike Saroo, Mantosh carries deep psychological scars. He hurts himself and screams in panic. In a touching scene, when Sue is overwhelmed by Mantosh's outbursts, Saroo simply hugs her, offering the comfort of a biological son. He accepts his new reality, burying his past deep inside his heart. Flash forward 20 years. Saroo is now a confident, handsome young man, heading to college in Melbourne to study hotel management. He meets an American girl, Lucy, and they fall in love. Life is perfect, until a dinner party changes everything. While at a friend's house, Saroo sees a plate of jalebis. The sight of that orange, sugary treat unlocks a floodgate of memories. He is suddenly 5 years old again. He remembers Gudu. He remembers the coal. He remembers the mother he left behind. Saroo breaks down. He reveals to his friends that he isn't originally from Calcutta. He was lost. A friend suggests a crazy idea: Google Earth. If he can remember the train speed and the travel time, maybe he can trace the tracks back to his home. This sparks an obsession. Saroo begins isolating himself, spending every waking hour scanning satellite images of train tracks in India. He covers his walls in maps and calculations. This search takes a toll. He pushes Lucy away. He avoids his adoptive mother, Sue, fearing that searching for his birth mother is a betrayal of her love. The tension explodes during a visit to his parents. Montage causes a scene, and Saroo is frustrated. Later, Saroo finally confesses his guilt to Sue. He tells her, "I'm sorry you couldn't have your own children and had to adopt us." Sue looks at him, surprised. She reveals a stunning truth. She was never infertile. She chose to adopt. She believed that there were too many suffering children in the world, and helping them was more important than bringing a new life into it. This revelation breaks Saroo. He realizes his search doesn't diminish her love, it expands it. With her blessing, he resumes his search with renewed fire. One night, tired and clicking randomly on his laptop, Saroo traces a train line just outside the search radius he had set. He sees a river. He sees a bridge. He zooms in. There it is, the dam, the water tower, the station. He looks at the name of the town, Ganesh Talai. For 25 years, he had been mispronouncing it as Ganestalai. He has found it. He tells Lucy, and the joy is overwhelming. It is time to go home. Saroo flies to India. He walks the dusty streets that have haunted his dreams. He navigates the alleyways by memory until he stands in front of a small, dilapidated house. His heart sinks. The house is abandoned, used now for keeping goats. Has he come all this way for nothing? A neighbor approaches, asking what he wants. Saroo shows a picture of himself as a child and asks about his family. The neighbor tells him to wait. Then he says, "Come with me." He leads Saroo to a group of women standing nearby. One woman steps forward. She looks weathered by time and grief, but her eyes, she knows. It is his mother. They embrace in a moment that transcends language. The tears flow freely. It is a miracle, 25 years in the making. His sister, Shakila, who was just a baby when he left, is now a grown woman. But the reunion carries a heavy blow. Saroo asks for Guddu. His mother weeps. She tells him that on the very night Saroo went missing, Guddu was struck and killed by a train while searching for him. The brother who promised him jalebis died trying to save him. Saroo's journey comes full circle. He calls his adoptive mother, Sue, to tell her the news, assuring her that finding his birth family changes nothing. He loves her just as much. He is a man with two mothers, loved by both. And finally, there is one last revelation. Saroo learns that he had been mispronouncing his own name for his entire life. His name wasn't Saroo, it was Saroo. And in Hindi, Saroo means lion. This film teaches us that no matter how far we go, our roots remain part of us. It teaches us about the resilience of the human spirit and the power of a mother's hope, a mother who never moved from her village, believing that one day her son would return. And it reminds us to never forget the kindness of strangers, for without them, we are lost. What did you think of Saroo's journey? Let me know in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep believing.